If you are over 60 years old and feel that your legs have been getting weaker year after year, then this may be the most important video you watch this year. Let me paint a very familiar picture for you. You are walking up the stairs to go to your bedroom. Halfway up, your thighs suddenly start to burn, your knees begin to tremble, and your hand automatically grips the railing tighter than before. Sometimes you have to pause for a moment, exhale, and think to yourself, I never used to struggle like this. What on earth is happening to my body? Or, another scene. You sit down in your favorite chair to watch television. When you want to stand up, you have to rock your body forward, push hard with both hands, and as soon as you stand, your body sways a little before you finally feel steady again. If those images sound very familiar, I want you to remember two things. First, you are absolutely not alone. And second, this is not just old age that you have to accept. Behind all of this is a very specific process happening inside your body, and there is still something we can do about it. I am a joint specialist and a longevity expert. I am your companion here on the channel Elderly Wisdom Diaries, where we combine modern science with the wisdom of older age to help you stay healthy, live longer, and keep your independence for as long as possible. Today, we are going to talk about why so many people after the age of 60 gradually lose strength in their legs. And more importantly, I will guide you through 3 simple exercises that you can do right at home in about 15 minutes to help rebuild strength, improve balance, and protect your independence in daily life. If you want to continue climbing your own stairs by yourself, standing up from your chair without someone pulling you up, and walking steadily on your own 2 legs, stay with me until the end of this video. Now, let us start from the root of the problem. After about the age of 60, most people begin to lose muscle in their legs faster than they realize. In medicine, there is a word for this phenomenon. It is called sarcopenia, which means loss of muscle due to aging. It does not appear in a single day. It shows itself gradually through very small details in daily life. You notice that when you climb stairs, your legs feel tired and burn sooner than before. You notice that when you stand up from low chairs or sofas, it takes more effort, and sometimes you need to push with your hands. You notice that when you walk on uneven ground or slippery surfaces, you feel just a little less confident. The muscles in your thighs, hips, and calves are like the foundation of a house. They are the base of your body. When that foundation becomes weak, almost everything you do in daily life becomes more difficult. Standing up, sitting down, stepping into the bathtub, going up and down thresholds, getting into a car, carrying things, or taking a walk in the park. Many large studies have shown that when older adults lose leg strength, their risk of falling, fracturing bones, and losing the ability to care for themselves increases very clearly. Those with the weakest legs are often the ones who soon need a cane, a walker, or even a wheelchair. But this is the part that gives me a great deal of hope, and I want you to really listen to it. Even at the age of 70, 80, or beyond, our muscles still have the ability to become stronger. The body never completely loses its capacity to adapt. When you give your muscles the right kind of challenge at an appropriate level and on a regular basis, they respond. They rebuild. They relearn how to work. You do not need to go to a gym. You do not need heavy weights. You only need a few carefully selected movements, done correctly and done consistently. That is exactly what we are going to focus on today. I will share 3 exercises with you. Each one has its own specific job. Exercise number 3 will help you build a solid foundation in your thighs and hips while also protecting your knees. Exercise number 2 will train the exact movement you use when you climb stairs, step up onto a curb, go up and down a threshold, or get into a car. Exercise number 1 will train a skill that I consider one of the most important for older adults: your ability to balance on one leg, which is directly related to your risk of falling and your ability to stay independent. You can perform all 3 of these exercises in about 15 minutes, a few times per week, right in your own home. And I hope you stay with me until the end, because I will also show you how to arrange these 3 exercises into a simple and realistic routine that you can maintain for the long term. Before we start, let me gently remind you of this. What I share in this video is general educational information, not personal medical advice. If you have severe pain in your knees, hips, or spine, if you have had many falls, or if you have any medical condition that worries you, please talk with your treating physician or a physical therapist before starting a new program. If you are ready, let us move into the first exercise. Exercise number 3. Wall sit, building a strength foundation for your legs. We will start with exercise number 3, the wall sit position. On the outside, it may look as if you are simply leaning your back against the wall and sliding down to sit. But inside your body, many things are happening. You are asking the large muscles in the front of your thighs, the muscles in your buttocks, and the muscles around your knees to work hard to hold your body, while your joints are almost not moving at all. This kind of effort is called isometric contraction, and it is extremely useful and relatively safe for older adults. Here is how to do it. First, find a clear, flat section of wall. Stand with your back facing the wall. Place your feet about shoulder width apart and take a small step away from the wall. Before you slide down, gently tighten your abdominal muscles, as if someone is about to touch your belly and you instinctively brace a little. This helps protect your lower back. Now slowly slide your back down along the wall. If you are just beginning, you do not need to go very low. You can simply bend your knees slightly to create a moderate angle. If you are used to moving and do not have knee pain, you can slide down further until your thighs are close to parallel with the floor, as if you are sitting on an invisible chair. Whether you go deep or stay higher, make sure that your knees are positioned above your ankles, not sliding too far forward past your toes. Your entire back, especially your lower back, should stay in contact with the wall without arching away. Now hold that position. If you are new to this, set a goal of about 15 to 20 seconds. You will soon feel your thighs heating up and burning slightly. That is the moment when your thigh muscles and glutes are waking up. The most common mistake is holding your breath. Please do not do that. Breathe steadily and slowly. You can try breathing in through your nose for 3 to 4 seconds, then breathing out gently through your mouth for 3 to 4 seconds. Smooth breathing helps your muscles last longer and keeps your blood pressure more stable. Hold for about 15 to 20 seconds, then slowly slide your back up the wall again, return to standing, rest for 30 to 60 seconds, and repeat. In the beginning, your goal can be 2 to 3 rounds like this. Over time, you can gradually increase the holding duration. Each week, add about 5 seconds. After a while, many people can hold for 40 to 45 seconds, or even 1 minute, as long as there is no knee pain. When this basic position starts to feel easier, you can add a small challenge. While you are in the wall sit, try lifting your right heel slightly off the floor for 5 seconds, then lower it and lift your left heel for 5 seconds. This activates more of the muscles around your ankles and helps make your ankles more stable. Do not rush. There is no need to move to a harder level if you are not truly ready. At this age, safe and consistent is always more important than fast and intense. After you have woken up the muscles in your thighs and glutes with the wall, we will move on to an exercise that is very similar to movements you do every single day, stepping up onto a step. Before we move to exercise number 2, I have a small favor to ask. If you are still watching at this point, that tells me you truly care about your health and your future. Please take 1 second to press the like button so that YouTube can show this video to more older adults who need it. And if you would like to receive more simple, science-based guidance on how to stay healthy, clear-minded, and independent after the age of 60, please subscribe to the Elderly Wisdom Diaries channel. Now let us continue with the second exercise. Exercise number 2, step up imitating real-life stair climbing. The second exercise is the step up. I like this exercise very much because it is extremely practical. It is almost identical to the movements you already do every day. Climbing stairs, stepping up onto a curb, stepping over a threshold, or getting into a car. There is another reason I like the step up. It trains each leg separately. Almost all of us have one leg that is stronger and one leg that is weaker. When we do exercises that use both legs at the same time, the stronger leg quietly does more of the work, and the weaker leg remains weak. The step-up forces each leg to carry its own share of the load. Here is how to perform it safely. First, find a sturdy step, a low stair, a porch step, or an exercise platform. If you are concerned about your balance, stand near a wall, a railing, or the back of a heavy chair, so you can lightly hold on if needed. Stand facing the step, with your feet about hip-width apart. Place your entire right foot on the step. This is very important. Do not let your heel hang off the edge. When your whole foot is supported, you can press through your heel and activate the muscles in the back of your thigh and your glutes more effectively. Keep your back straight and your eyes looking forward. Slowly push down through your right heel and lift your whole body up onto the step. Try not to push too much with the other leg that is still on the floor. Imagine that the leg on the step is doing almost all of the work of lifting your body. Once you are standing on the step, you can lightly tap your left foot on the step next to your right foot, or stand fully with both feet on the step. Then, slowly step back down. Still leading with the right leg. Try to lower your body over about 3 seconds, silently counting 1, 2, 3. This slow downward phase is when your muscles have to control your body weight against gravity, and that is when they become stronger. That is 1 repetition. In the beginning, you can do about 8 to 10 repetitions with your right leg. Then switch to your left leg and do the same number. If you still feel you have energy, you can rest for a short moment and then do 1 more round. The most common mistakes are moving too fast and letting the knee collapse inward. When you move too quickly, your muscles do not have time to control the motion, your effectiveness drops, and your risk of tripping increases. When the knee collapses inward, the knee joint bears force in the wrong way, and over time it can become painful. So pay attention to your knees. Try to keep each knee moving in the direction of your second toe, not sinking inward. If you feel knee pain, choose a lower step, reduce the number of repetitions, or stop and talk with your doctor if the pain persists. When you are familiar with the movement and have become stronger, you can increase the height of the step a little at a time, or add a few more repetitions. But always remember the rule: slow, controlled, and without sharp or stabbing pain. We have practiced standing up and stepping up. Now we will move on to the exercise that I consider the most important of the 3, the one that is directly related to your balance, your bones, and your brain. Exercise number 1, single leg stand, balance, bones, and brain. Exercise number 1 is the single leg stand. At first glance, it seems very simple. You just stand on one leg. But if you look deeper, this is one of the most important skills you can train as you get older. When you stand on one leg, dozens of small and large muscle groups, from your foot, ankle, calf, thigh, and hip, all the way up to your abdominal muscles and back muscles, must work together to keep your body from falling. Your inner ear, your eyes, and the sensors in your joints and muscles constantly send signals to your brain about where your body is in space. Your brain has to process all of that information very quickly, then send commands back out to adjust tiny movements continuously so that you maintain your balance. How important is this? In real life, you are in a one-leg position more often than you think. Every step you take has a moment when only one foot is on the ground. Every time you step over a threshold, step into the bathroom, or turn and change direction, you have a few brief seconds when you are standing on one leg. Studies show that older adults who cannot stand on one leg even for a few seconds often have a much higher risk of falls and other health problems. A simple balance test can tell us a great deal about the stability and resilience of your body. The good news is that balance can be trained. Here is how to practice it safely. Stand next to a sturdy surface, such as a kitchen counter, the back of a heavy chair, the side of the bed, or a wall. You need to be close enough that you can touch it right away if you lose your balance. Stand upright, with your feet about hip-width apart. Relax your shoulders and look straight ahead. Slowly shift your body weight onto your left leg. When you feel stable, gently lift your right foot a few centimeters off the floor. You can bend your right knee slightly. There is no need to lift it very high. The goal is control, not performance. Your supporting leg, which is the left leg, should have a slight bend in the knee. Do not lock your knee completely. A small bend will allow the muscles around your knee and hip to work more flexibly. Choose a fixed point on the wall in front of you and focus your eyes on it. Keeping your eyes on one point helps your balance. Now just hold that position and breathe steadily. Once again, do not hold your breath. Let your breathing be soft and slow. If you are just starting, you may only be able to hold for 5 to 10 seconds before you begin to wobble. That is completely normal. When you feel that you are about to lose your balance, gently place your right foot back on the floor and rest for a moment. Your initial goal is to work toward 20 to 30 seconds on each leg without gripping tightly with your hands. You can repeat this 2 to 3 times for each side. When your balance has improved, there are a few ways to increase the difficulty. First, instead of gripping the surface next to you tightly, you only lightly touch it with your fingertips. Then, when you feel more stable, you can let your hand hover just above it without touching, while always being ready to catch yourself if needed. Second, once you can stand for about 30 seconds with your eyes open, you can try closing your eyes for a few seconds, always staying next to a solid support. When you remove the information coming from your eyes, your body has to rely much more on the sensations from your joints, your muscles, and your inner ear. Third, you can change the surface you stand on. Try standing on a thick rug, a folded towel, or a foam pad. The softer the surface, the harder your muscles have to work. You do not have to do these advanced levels right away. You can stay with the basic version, standing on one leg, eyes open, next to a stable support, for many weeks or even many months. Even at that level, if you practice consistently, you will still gain very clear benefits. As a neurologist, I also want to share this with you. Many studies show that balance exercises are not only good for your legs and joints, but also beneficial for your brain. Older adults who practice simple balance exercises regularly often improve their memory, concentration, and sense of direction in space. In other words, every time you practice standing on one leg, you are training both your body and your brain. Now, let us put everything together into a 15-minute routine that you can follow 3 times per week. A sample session might look like this. First, start with the wall, sit to warm up and activate the large muscles in your legs. Perform 2 to 3 sets of wall sits, holding each set for about 15 to 30 seconds when you are just beginning. Rest for 30 to 60 seconds between sets. Later on, if everything feels comfortable, you can gradually increase your holding time to 40 to 45 seconds, or even 1 minute if your knees allow it. Next, move on to the step-up. Choose a low, sturdy step. Perform 8 to 10 step-ups with your right leg, then 8 to 10 with your left leg. Rest for a moment, then repeat for 1 more set if you still feel you have the energy. Always remember, move slowly, with control, and keep an eye on whether your knees are collapsing inward. Finally, finish with the single leg stand. Stand next to a kitchen counter or a sturdy chair. For each leg, hold the single leg stand for about 10 to 20 seconds when you are just starting, then switch sides. Repeat 2 to 3 times. When you feel that your balance has improved, you can raise your target to 30 seconds per leg. You can do this routine, for example, on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. On the days in between, you only need to take a gentle walk for about 5 to 10 minutes or do a few stretching movements. This helps keep the blood flowing without overloading your muscles. From the beginning until now, there is one word that I have repeated many times, and that word is consistency. You will gain far more benefit if you do these exercises at a moderate level, 3 times per week, for 3 straight months, than if you push yourself very hard once and then stop because you are exhausted or discouraged. Progress does not have to be dramatic or spectacular. If today you can only hold a wall sit for 15 seconds, and after 1 month you can hold for 25 to 30 seconds, that is real progress. If today you have to use both hands to push yourself up from a chair, and in a few months you only need a little push or do not need your hands at all, that is a victory worth celebrating. One small tip I often give my patients is to use a little notebook or write things down on your phone. Each time you exercise, write the date, how long you held the wall, sit, how many step-ups you did, and how long you stood on one leg. After a few weeks, when you look back, you will see that you have come quite a long way. And that creates a lot of motivation to keep going. I want to leave you with this thought. The next 3 months will pass whether you exercise or not. The important question is, where do you want your legs to be 3 months from now? Do you want climbing the stairs to feel a little easier? Do you want to feel a little safer standing in the bathroom? Do you want to be able to get up from your favorite chair without having to strain so much? Those changes do not come from one single big decision. They come from dozens, even hundreds of very small decisions that you repeat week after week. 15 minutes today, 15 minutes next week, 15 more minutes the week after that. Every time you do that, you are sending a small gift to your future self. You are not just exercising your legs. You are investing in your independence, in your freedom, and in your ability to enjoy life in the way that you want. Now, I would really like to hear your story. Among these 3 activities, climbing stairs, standing up from a chair, or keeping your balance when you walk on uneven ground, which one has been the most difficult for you lately? And do you remember when you first started to feel that your legs were not as strong as they used to be? Please share in the comments below. I do read those comments, and it is very possible that your story will give strength to someone else who has the same worries. If you find this video helpful, please press like so the YouTube algorithm can show this content to more older adults. And if you want to receive more simple, science-based guidance on how to keep your body healthy, your mind clear, and your life independent after the age of 60, please subscribe to the Elderly Wisdom Diaries channel and turn on the notification bell so you do not miss the next videos. Thank you for spending your time with me today. Take care of your legs, take care of your brain, and remember, it is never too late to become just a little bit stronger than you were yesterday. I am Dr. Howard Tucker. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.